In the world of ice skating, there's a relatively new discipline called synchro skating that could make its Olympic debut as soon as 2018. At the local level, John Harmata is part of making this happen in this rink in Downers Grove, Illinois, where he runs a small shop called Geppetto's. When John first started in business, he and his family prospered.
We were able to buy a house in a nice suburb. We were able to pay for that within a year. We had no debt, no credit card debt, no business debt.
But then John learned a tough lesson about business growth and failure.
Back then, I was a little greedy. I wanted to be the biggest kid on the block. I measured success by how many store locations can you have.
John soon learned that running multiple stores was more difficult than he thought.
First mistake I made was leaving the business unattended. Before I knew it, I was $80,000 in debt due to employee theft.
With the new stores failing, John was forced to shut them down and regroup. When the dust settled, he was more than $200,000 in debt and unable to pay his bills.
The low point for me was when I had inventory bills coming due in September and October, and there was nothing to pay them with. I was tapped out and securing any type of loan with a second mortgage. The business was already, the line of credit had been maxed out for the business, so there was literally nowhere else to turn.
At that point, John read a book by Pat Robertson called The Secret Kingdom.
In it, something that really stood out in my mind was the law of reciprocity. How Pat describes in there about giving and receiving. The more you'll give, the more you'll receive.
Soon after reading the book, he was challenged by something he heard on the 700 Club.
I heard Gordon say one time, have faith and challenge God, because this is the only time in the Bible that God says to challenge me is with your finances. So I'm thinking, okay, how do I do this? And then I would have him say, well, join the 700 Club, be a partner, and you watch and see what happens. So I decided, okay, perfect. What have I got to lose?
So John joined the 700 Club for $20 a month.
Well, no sooner did I make that pledge when business started to increase. Out of nowhere, I had somebody come in with a huge jersey order, which was worth $5,000.
As the business grew, so did John's giving. He increased to the 1,000 Club and eventually to CBN's Chairman Circle.
Sure enough, business again started to increase. It was just mind-blowing at the time. I couldn't believe it, how this just works. All of a sudden, it just works. Just recently, I had an idea to increase my giving to CBN. No sooner was I writing the check when already business started to go through the roof. I mean, to the point where I could hardly handle it. There is no better decision anyone can make than to invest in God, in CBN, and then watch what happens in their life.